vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with the KS95 Lake Area Forecast. Scattered cloudiness and a gusty south wind remaining in the forecast through the night. Our overnight low at 35 degrees. Partly sunny through Wednesday and our high for the mid to upper 50s. We do have a couple of showers in our forecast by Thursday afternoon, the high 55. More elevated chances for rain by Thursday night and some wet weather through the early parts of Friday. For the time, temperature and forecast anytime, call the KS95 weather phone at 378-2121.
95.1 KS95.
It's time for high school basketball on KS95. This game features the Tipton Cardinals. High school basketball on KS95 brought to you by Danner Roofing and Construction, the Tipton Latham Bank, the Miller County Health Center, First Choice Realty, Christopher Weavery Agent, H&R Block in Versailles, Lake Regional Health System, California Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, Dunn Realty, Sacalaris Ford in Versailles, Chuck Yo the Land Pro, Versailles Total Fitness, Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales, Seidenstricker Nobe Partners in Tipton, the Morgan County Health Center, the Osage Beach Hy-Vee, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, Crown Power and Equipment, Como Connect, powered by Como Electric Cooperative Incorporated, the Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie, Polylift Boat Lifts, Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles, Vera Cruz Mexican Restaurant, Penn Max Staffing, Elite Roofing and Construction, the Shed Batting Cages, and Vicki Devine with eXp Realty. Now, Tipton Cardinals basketball on KS95.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's presentation of KS95 Sports. I'd say we've got a big one, but that seems like an understatement. How about this? A heavyweight title match taking place tonight at Skyline High School. On one side, the reigning defending state champion and the #1 ranked girls program in Class 2 basketball, the Tipton Lady Cardinals. And going up against them, the #1 contender, the #2 ranked Skyline Lady Tigers, the definition of a program here in Skyline. It's set to be a great game. I'm Colton Taylor. Joining me tonight, Ryan Retone. Ryan, this game has all the makings of a good old-fashioned throwdown.
Oh, for sure. The two storied programs for Tipton. It's been more lately for Skyline. It's been consistent since the early 2000s. And the rankings came out yesterday, so we know that Skyline's going to have a little extra chip on their shoulder, and Tipton's going to have something to prove tonight.
I mean, you said early 2000s. I'm looking up here at the banners.
It's every year, right?
You know you're in a facility with tradition when the banners are running out of space. I mean, for Skyline, just on the girls' side, I see basketball 2017 state champions. 96, they were state champions. 97, they were state champions. 03, 04, and 08 state champions. And then it's like, down years for them. There's second place, and there's a third place finish. Wow, I can't believe they even took the floor that year. Like, it's outstanding. Coach Cheeks has been through it all here in Skyline and has quite the historic record to show for it. But these Tipton Cardinals are no slouch in their own right.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, you're the defending state champions, and when you think that they graduated a few people and they might not be quite as good, well, they're 8-0 and shown that they're ready for just about any task.
And we're going to have a great matchup between these two programs coming up here tonight. Reminder, this game, of course, you can listen at 95.1 FM, stream it at lakeradio.com. But if you want to watch, MoSportsZone.com. Stream is up and running right now. Our audio laid right over top. The H&R Block pregame show is coming up in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
H&R Block of Versailles is a family-owned and operated Block Advisors office celebrating 10 years of business serving Versailles and the surrounding areas. Pamela Johnson, an enrolled agent, and her certified team are here to prepare your taxes, handle your bookkeeping and payroll, plus audits, tax notices with the IRS and the state, and problem solving and issue resolution. For more information, call the H&R Block office on Monroe Street in Versailles at 573-378-5843. 573-378-5843.
At Lake Regional, we're proud to offer a nationally accredited cancer center with deep expertise, state-of-the-art technology, and personalized treatment plans. Our team is here for one reason: you. We promise to be at your side from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, leaving no stone unturned. Lake Regional Cancer Center. Our commitment runs deep.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading Air Ease products. Every Air Ease product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people called DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling.
And we're back with the H&R Block pregame show. H&R Block of Versailles. We're getting ready for this matchup between Tipton and Skyline. And because I forgot to say anything during the break, Justin, we'll get to the coach's interview here in just a few minutes. But first, Ryan, as we look at these two teams, both come in undefeated. Tipton with a record of 8-0, Skyline with a record of 7-0, and some pretty impressive wins for both of these squads.
Yeah, both of them took early season tournaments. Skyline won the Warsaw tournament, and then Tipton won, obviously, their own tournament. And they've also won the Lynn tournament, so they've got 2 tournament wins under their belt. But, you know, both these teams making sure they loaded up their schedule early. Skyline had a pretty big win over Southern Boone. They've defeated Clinton, Wablo, Butler, Buffalo, Marion C. Early, and South Harrison. So, you know, a pretty good schedule for them. But for Tipton, it's been loaded. They've had multiple Class 5 teams, a Class 6 team been there, and they've really handled just about everyone.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the MO for them for a while, is we'll take any team, anytime, and play them anywhere, it seems like. And talking with Coach before the game, he really dove into what that Fatima win meant and some things like that. But as long as we're ready for it, we'll go ahead and talk with Coach Jason Culpepper as we met up with him as part of our Dunn & Associates coaches interview and ask him how his squad looked going into tonight's contest.
The squad looks good. You know, we're pretty healthy. Got everybody right now, besides a couple of the freshmen that are all finally over sickness that they've had over the last 2 weeks. You know, we're hitting a good little peak here in December, which is what we like to see. Our December schedule sets up nice for us to kind of test and see how good we can be. And then, you know, we kind of go into January where we like to ramp it up in practice a little bit, add some stuff, so that in February we can peak again. So squad's looking good right now.
You guys just came off a big win over at the Lynn tournament. You captured the championship and knocked off the top seed Fatima. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, Fatima is one of those teams that, you know, I told the girls before we played them, I said, this will be the most skilled, best team you see all year. You know, and I meant it. I mean, they're absolutely, you know, loaded in every position. They have 5 girls that start for them. All 5 of the girls on the team can shoot threes. You can't sag. You can't cheat off anybody, including their post that's signed with Columbia College, 2-time All-Stater. Allie Robertson, you know, she's a stud. Ava guarded her and held her to 9 points. Did a phenomenal job on her inside. You know, and Fatima's big. You know, their guards are strong. They're all juniors and seniors. They returned their entire squad from last year's 25-win district championship team, and you know they're Class 4, so you know they're loaded. And our girls did a phenomenal job against them defensively, of forcing them to their second moves. And I felt like, you know, Fatima didn't have enough time to recover in 32 minutes to go to those second moves and figure us out. So, you know, I felt like our girls did a great job executing and got the win.
A big win for sure. but a quick turnaround as tonight you guys are facing off with the number 2 ranked team in the state of Missouri in Class 2 basketball. You come in with the number 1 ranking yourself. What do you know about this Skyline squad?
Very similar to most Skyline teams over the last, 2 decades. As we sat here and you can look across the gym and see their banners, and you see, girls basketball 2008 state champions, girls basketball 2004 state champions, 2003 state champs, 97 state champs, 96 state champs, 2017 state champs. There's a common theme there that there's, 6 state championship banners hanging up in their gym. You don't do that by being a team that relies on talent. Talent graduates every 4 years. But the consistency to work hard, play defense, and rebound, that continues no matter who the players are. And, I feel like our program and their program are similar in the stuff that we try to do and the stuff that they try to do, which is rely on defense and rebounding and just working harder than the other teams. So when I told the girls, Fatima was the best team you're going to play all year, I turned around yesterday at practice as we prepare for Skyline and told them this is going to be the hardest working team you're going to play all year. Skyline doesn't have the individual pieces that Fatima does. They have some really good top-end players, but, overall, depth-wise, they're not as deep as Fatima. But, hard work, beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And, Skyline is one of those teams that they're going to get after it and work hard all the time.
All right, lastly, what do you want to see out of your girls tonight if you're going to get this win?
We got to handle the pressure. I think that's the biggest key. We talked about it yesterday. I feel like we're skilled enough and good enough shooting team and rebounding team that, if we handle their press and we get it across half court and get it into our half court offense or score in transition either way, I feel like our defense is good enough that we can stop them, and, we got to rebound. So rebounding and breaking their press is the 2 biggest keys for us to win tonight.
That was head coach Jason Culpepper, coach of these Tipton Lady Cardinals, talking about his squad and getting ready for this matchup tonight with the Skyline Lady Tigers. Ryan, I've been excited for this game for a while because I think both teams have had this one circled on the schedule since it dropped, because these two are on a collision course for each other. If you look at the way the districts line up at sectionals and all that, these teams potentially could see each other in the Final Four. And with a lot of teams, it's like, oh, why are you thinking that far down the road? Because both of these teams every year have a very good chance of getting to the Final Four.
They met in the 2021 Final Four, and that was Skyline that took that one. That was Class 2. Skyline got bumped up to Class 3 for a few years. Last year they play in the Class 3 Final Four, get 3rd place. Now back down in Class 2. These 2 teams are ready to match up. We're about to get underway. I'm just excited. I know that much.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see. I'm sure that we're going to go ahead and get Amara Glory in here before the game starts, and it doesn't come over our headphones real well, so I'm kind of saving a commercial break for that, but we'll have to wait and see. Looks like Tipton is going to be sporting the Road Reds and Skyline the home whites. And, well, I stand corrected.
Maybe not.
We're just going to skip right into the starting lineups, it looks like.
I've never quite seen anything like Skyline where they've got everyone on their bench sitting.
Yeah, that's very confusing. All the starters
That's
for
why
Skyline.
I thought that we had maybe something special going on or something. I didn't know.
But first, we'll meet the starting lineups for your Tipton Lady Cardinals. Number 1, Courtney Edwards. She is a 5'10 senior. Number 10, Charlie Bailey, 5'6 and a junior. Number 11, Madeline Hagerman, 5'4 and a senior. Number 24, Clara Williams, 5'7 and a sophomore. And number 45, Ava Schlotzhauer, 5'9 and a sophomore. The Tipton Lady Cardinals, of course, under head coach Jason Culpepper, assisted by Justin Schlotzhauer and Cameron Hurst. And you can hear the clapping in the gym, and the camera a little bit blocked now by the people in front of us. But we're going to go ahead and get the starters for the undefeated Skyline Lady Tigers, coming in with a record of 7-0 under head coach Kevin Cheek. Trying to see them as they win here, as we didn't get a chance. Well, that's a problem.
Well, I think the biggest problem
They have
is,
a number 1.
unless I'm mistaken, I don't have a number 1 on my sheet, but they seem to have a number 1.
Well, then the only number one I see is on the junior varsity list, and that's going to be Kimber Henderson, just a freshman. So we'll see if that is the case. Otherwise, she'll be joined by number 0, Sadie Red, a junior at 5'6". Also, number 11, Kinsey Cheek, a junior, 5'9". Very, very talented player. I believe she was All-State last year. Number 22, Ashlyn Garrett, a junior at 5'5". Coach Culpepper has sang her praises all week, talking about how good of an athlete Ashlyn Garrett is at the guard position. Watching her and Clara Williams battle it out tonight is going to be something to see.
Yeah, they said that, Coach Culpepper kind of put her up there with Clara Williams, said that they're probably equally athletic, so that's always exciting because Clara is one of the more athletic 2A guards I think I've ever seen in my life. So
rounding out that starting lineup for Skyline, number 5, Ashton Cooley, a senior at 5'11". It will be Cooley jumping against Edwards, and the opening tip controlled by the Skyline Lady Tigers. They'll get the first look at this, attacking the baseline, skip pass. It's tipped, but winds up in the hands of Henderson. Out to the top of the key, strong attack, getting into the paint. That was Hunt, I didn't see her in the initial starting lineup. And what a move by Cheek. She gets down to the block, puts the shot up and in. Left-hand, it'll go. Skyline wants to press.
And that's a bold move because Tipton likes to run and likes to get out in transition as well. So you're playing Tipton's game. Let's see how it works for him.
Schlotzhauer breaks it down, finds Edwards across half court. That was a big thing. Can Tipton handle the Skyline press? Bailey on the point. Back over to Clara Williams. She goes to Schlotzhauer on the block. And, she was trying to use a double move, but dragged that pivot foot. Maybe a little bit of early energy there. Got Schlotzhauer a little rattled.
It's going to be the matchup to watch tonight. Ashton Cooley inside on Schlotzhauer. They definitely match their level of physicality in there.
Cheek inside, gives the ball up. A free throw line jumper off the iron won't go, but Cheek the rebound. Puts it up and in with the right hand. Skyline the early 4-0 lead with 7 minutes to play in the Chuck Yodeland Crow first quarter.
Give the ball to Charlie Bailey and let her break the press. Now Williams, that'll work.
Clara Williams just using her speed to turn the corner. And once again, it just seems like Tipton a little speeded up. I think this packed gym and energy is having an impact.
Oh, this gym's really loud. The way it's built, with the little curved roof at the top, it definitely makes things a little louder, and it's packed tonight.
It's like Seattle's football stadium.
Yes.
Little pick and roll action from Skyline. Henderson gives it up, top of the key, good ball movement, finds Red. Red spin move at the free throw line, working against Williams. Right-hand scoop off the glass, everything falling for Skyline early. It's 6-0.
That was good defense, honestly. I don't really know how she made that, just a great finish. And now Edwards is just going to let this one go out of bounds. And they're a little overwhelmed here, and that could be, this is really their first massive test since losing the point guard leadership in Myra class. So it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back here.
So Tipton has taken the opening punch on the jaw from Skyline, finding themselves in a 6-0 hole. A hand check foul going to be called against Sadie Red.
I think that'll be good. Get a little reset here. You finally get to get in a front court set. Not that we really see Tipton utilize that. They really do like to get out in transition, but Skyline can match their intensity a little bit. So they need to get in a front court set and slow things down here.
Right now, Tipton needs a basket. Hagerman over to Edwards in the corner. She drives baseline. A good poke by Cheek. I got to say, Kinsey Cheek saw her last year when she was just a sophomore, but as a junior, she looks quicker. She is an all-state player for a reason.
So I was going to say, they say she likes to do her dirty work inside, but she's really quick.
Little trouble on the inbounds. Tipton able to find Edwards. Back to Bailey. Lines up a corner. 3 and knocks it down. Charlie Bailey with the big basket to get Tipton on the board. 6-3, the Skyline lead.
Now let's see this defense effort pick up here for Tipton.
Good defense by Schlotzhauer, taking away the drive. Spin move, and ready for it was Clara Williams as she got a touch on it. Tipton maybe starting to learn a little bit on the defensive end. Clara wants to run, goes with the right hand, draws the contact, no whistle. Rebound winds up in the hands of Henderson.
That was a good take by Williams, though. I'd like to see her keep getting to the rack.
Cheek trying to get her offense going from the free throw line, gets all the way to the bucket. She was able to turn the corner on Schlotzhauer, finish at the rim. 8-3, Skyline lead with 5:20 to go in the Chuck Yodeland Pro first quarter. Full court man pressure. Schlotzhauer going to try to break it down. She does, gets across half court. So they're just going full court man pressure right now. Tipton has handled it pretty well. Williams goes to the crossover. Out to Hagerman. Bailey at the top of the key. Thought about using the screen set, drives to the right, gives it up to Edwards.
Good defense by
spin move. Spins again inside, trapped in a double team, has it taken away. Skyline's defense really showing something early, and all the way to the bucket again is Cheek. She is a force to start this game.
Yeah, Cheek already 8 of their 10 points, really putting in the dirty work so far.
And quickly back the other way is Tipton. Ball knocked out of bounds. Edwards has it, but it was last touched by Skyline. Will stay with the Lady Cardinals.
I'm really shocked they didn't call a foul there, but I guess it was just a good job by Cheek. Again, we're so far up here, it's tough to tell. It looked like maybe she timed it up just perfectly and knocked it out of bounds, but she's done everything so far, offensively and defensively.
Inbounds is to Williams. Williams rips it through, drives with the right hand, but great defense denying anything is Jenna Hunt. Schlotzauer inside, a little up and under, tries to step through, forces the shot, and they're going to say she was fouled with the body, and she'll go to the line for 2.
I've been waiting to say this about Ava, but she's 50th in the country in free throws made this year, and it's because she's gotten to the line so many times, attempted 89 free throws, and she's shooting 79% from the free throw line, so doing it well. This is where they can do the bulk of their scoring in this game, is with Ava from the free throw line.
First free throw long. Well, Ava, I think, is going to have to get a little confidence back here. Cheek has been going right at her early, and I think once she gets settled down, she can hold her own. Second free throw rims out as well, so a very rare 2 free throw miss for Ava Schlotzauer. Cheek back the other way, took a few steps, had to throw it back out, and it was retrieved by Garrett. The free throw line gives the ball up to Hunt. Hunt inside, and physical take, count it, and the foul. My goodness.
That's really the first time that we've seen someone on Tipton attempt to block a shot necessarily. Usually they keep their hands up and just let them shoot it and not hope they miss, but assume they're going to miss. That time Hagerman goes down for the block. The problem is, if you're going to swat your arm down and know you're going to get a foul, you can't allow them to make the basket too, right? If you're going to foul them hard. And that time, a great job by Jenna Hunt to go through contact.
And the free throw, no good. Schlotzauer, a strong board. She wants to lead the fast break, has to pick it up, but is able to find Courtney Edwards. Courtney, strong move to the rim, a lot of contact, no whistle, tipped out of bounds. Ball stays with the Cardinals.
Definitely been a lot of contact around the rim, and just really defensively as a whole that they've let go. But I think when you're in a heavyweight like this, you want to feel out in the first quarter, right? The refs, the players, the coaches, everyone wants to kind of feel it out.
It's not going to get any easier inside as Jalen Barb, a 6-foot junior, steps in. 3 on the way from Williams, draws iron, won't go. Schlotzauer, the offensive board, steps through, puts it off the glass, but the shot rolls off.
Yeah, that defensive effort there by Barb, she stood her ground, didn't let Schlotzauer do anything to her.
Tipton struggling on the offensive end. A quick trigger 3 from Skyline. Cheeks keeps it alive, puts it up and in. Tipton down 11 halfway through the first quarter, something you don't say often. Edwards attacks on the other end, spin move on the baseline. Her shot partially blocked. Skyline has it and wants to run. Skip ahead, it's restolen by Bailey. Tipton needs points in the worst way right now. Edwards to the free throw line to Schlotzauer. She shot fakes, drives left hand all the way to the iron, and it rattles home.
And that's who you turn to. And I like Coach Culpepper there, kind of allowing them to work out of the run before he calls the timeout, lets them end it. Now he's going to call a timeout, talk things over here.
And we'll go ahead and take the break with them. We're halfway through the first quarter of play. Chuck Yo, the Land Pro first quarter. Tipton finds themselves trailing by 9, 14-5. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Cliff Harris has been making happy customers at Warrensburg Ford and Chrysler and Marshall Chrysler for years with dedicated employees in sales and service. Now he's bringing those same qualities to California. The new California Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Find out for yourself why their customers leave happy.
Hi, I'm Cliff Harris, and I want you to be another happy customer.
And we're back with 3:23 to go in the Chuck Yo, the Land Pro first quarter. Tipton, a bucket on the last possession, drawing them back within single digits, after a very auspicious. I can't do words today, all right?
Tough. Everyone's playing too fast.
Tipton's trailing by 9. All right, they need to find a way to get a stop. On the attack is Skyline, a little 2-man game, winds up in the hands of Garrett. Garrett trying to go to the low post, but waiting for it was Hagerman, a good tip, and it winds up in the hands of Clara Williams.
Not shocking that they had a good defensive possession there. Here's a 3.
Bailey splashes it home. We were talking during the break. Somebody needs a big bucket for the Lady Cardinals, and who do you call but number 10, Charlie Bailey?
You called it. You said they need to get it in the hands of Charlie Bailey, and they do.
14-8, lead down to 6 now. Garrett with it, goes to the crossover. Good defense by Bailey. Ball lost, but picked back up. It's out to Cheeks. She thought about the 3. She'll drive on Schlotzauer inside. Shot blocked by Schlotzauer, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cardinals.
Now we got mass substitutions for Skyline. This is the second time they've done that where they kind of send in a hockey line change there.
The only player that stays is Cheeks. Everybody else new on the floor. Full platoon swap a la Kentucky.
Yeah.
Trying to go baseline, but good denial by the Lady Cardinals. Instead to the top of the key. Ball out to Cheeks. She'll try a deep three and hits it. It was well contested, but better offense. 17-8, the Skyline lead. This Skyline team is legitimate.
Yeah, that was a heat check for Cheek as she's up to 13 now, and now a steal.
And back the other way off the glass. Shot won't go. Did Williams get the board? Yes, she did. So Tipton dodging a bit of a bullet there. That's the first time the press has caused issues. Ahead to Edwards, who gets it across half court. Hagerman goes to the low posting Edwards, but better denial. It's stolen by Baldwin. Skyline on offense. 2 minutes to play in a 9-point Tiger lead. Cheeks has it, bobbles it around, regains it. She'll drive. And up and under, 3 steps, no call. And the layup up and good. I personally thought
Culpepper's not happy. I thought it was a travel as well. It's one of those moves that you would pull off at the park and everyone would be like, wow, but it's not legal.
But nonetheless, it's an 11-point Skyline lead. Back the other way, corner 3 for the answer. Madeline Hagerman with a big bucket. And Culpepper wants the timeout again. This is a Tipton thing.
That was Anna Crane.
Excuse me, I didn't see Anna check in. I appreciate that. Anna Crane coming off the bench for a big offense. We'll hold it here with just 1:30 to go. It feels like, once again, Tipton is trying to get their bearings in this game at the moment. They were definitely shell-shocked to start this thing.
Well, this gym has caused problems for them playing against Skyline. Not just this gym, though. Really, anytime they've played Skyline away from home. They're 0-4, lost in that state semifinal, and they've lost 3 times here. And their last road loss in general was against Skyline. It was here in 2021. So it's a gym that's caused problems for them, and I'm sure in the back of their mind they're thinking, like, oh, if some of the greats of last year's team couldn't get a win here, then how are we,
Well, and not to mention, this place is jam-packed. We talked about how loud it is. Just listening to the cheerleaders in the JV game, I mean, it sounded like they were sitting 2 rows in front of you, and they're in the opposite side of the gym.
It's definitely built to advantage the home team.
Not to mention, this is a good Skyline team.
Yeah, they're really good.
Running the point, your 5'10" point guard, but it's stolen by Anna Crane. 2-on-1, Crane and Williams gives it to Clara. Right hand off the glass, won't go. There's a whistle. What's the call? It's going to be a foul. Clara will get 2 free throws.
They were waiting there to see if Williams made it. Had they made it, play on. Let's keep the high tempo in this game. But since she missed, she draws the foul call, and that was a good fast break. But the defensive effort by Kinsey Cheek, she has 13 points in this game, and it's easy to just look at that as Williams makes her first free throw. But her defensive effort there, she managed to play a 2-on-1 perfectly and impact a shot and get a 50-50 call against her.
First free throw up and good. Second, same result. 19-13, lead back at 6 with 1:15 to play in the Chuck Yo, the Land Pro first quarter. On the attack is Cheeks. Good double team at the free throw line. Ball's on the floor. Everybody diving on it. Schlotauer comes up with it, tries to find Edwards. It's loose. Bailey has it. Trying to pass ahead. It's tipped out of bounds. So the Tipton defense starting to rear its head a little bit and try to pull them back into this game.
Yeah, that was a big stop there. I was getting ready to say right before that possession, I was like, you get one more stop here, you've weathered the storm well, right? They've done a good job because this has been the worst possible first quarter for them.
They trailed by as much as, 11?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a 6-point game. They finally get it in there.
Into Bailey. Under a minute to play. 19-13, the Skyline lead. Edwards. Over to Williams on the right side. Uses the Schlotauer screen all the way to the basket. Left hand off the glass and in. 4 points is the Skyline lead with 45 seconds to go.
It was a great seal in there by Courtney Edwards.
Cheeks to the corner, lining up the 3. Didn't want it, instead attacking. Skipping out to the opposite corner. Mid-range jumper. It draws nothing but Clara Williams. Tipton can cut this lead to 1 or 2 with a basket here. Clara has Cheeks all over her ahead to Schlotauer. The fact that Cheeks can come out and guard Clara Williams speaks volumes about her game.
She's gotten quick.
15 seconds to play. They get the ball to Charlie Bailey. That's whose hands you want it in right here. She goes to Schlotauer. Give and go to Bailey. Out to the corner. Crane from 3. Rattles, won't fall. Tipped around. Winds up in the hands of Williams. 4 seconds. Can she get the shot off? She does. And draws the foul with 2.6 to go in the first quarter.
I'm sure that Coach Culpepper's blood pressure doesn't appreciate it, but isn't it nice that you can have a really, really bad first quarter, and somehow they're going to end up being down by maybe one possession here as she makes the first free throw.
Clara Williams, I got to remind folks, Clara Williams is a sophomore.
Right.
People should be, if you're a team that's going to play Tipton, you need to worry about this girl because she is getting better and better at a very fast rate. As the second free throw falls as well, 19-17, Skyline just going to get it in, and Cheek's going to launch one from three-quarter court, and it falls short. So it looked like Skyline was going to just run away with this one, but Tipton had other plans. 19-17, just a 2-point game after one quarter of play. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
At Versailles Total Fitness, they want to make sure that you get the most out of your fitness and training and achieve your desired goals. Tara Grantham is a certified personal trainer and registered occupational therapist who can help you reach your goals and stay injury-free on the way. For prices, call Tara at 573-789-6800 at their new staffed hours Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 5:30. That's Versailles Total Fitness at 131 North Monroe Street. Versailles Total Fitness, helping you reach a healthier lifestyle.
And we're back with the Gladstone Cove Trailer Sales second quarter. Ryan, let's just call it what it is. It looked there for a second like Tipton was just going to get run out of this gym as they found themselves down 11 early. But there's a lot of fight in these Lady Cardinals.
Yeah, it looks like Kinsey Cheek, who finished that quarter with 13 of Skyline's 19. It looked like she was just going to dominate this game, right? And she still very well might. But the sophomores of Tipton were not going to let that happen. Schlotzhauer had some better possessions there at the end after looking a little uncomfortable. Clara Williams, who all of a sudden has been a budding star, averaging 14 a game, she has 6 in the first quarter, getting to the line twice. That was huge for them, and now it's a 2-point game, and they get the ball.
And, of course, you got to look at the senior that got it all going. When things were tough, they turned to Charlie Bailey, and she answered, as well as another sophomore, Anna Crane, had a big three as well. On the opening possession, Williams gets to the mid-range. Her shot taken away, though. She finds Schlotzhauer at the free throw line. In a bit of trouble, needs some help, goes back to Clara. Clara gets inside, dishes out. Edwards straight on three, too strong off the back iron. Rebound fought for and controlled by Skyline.
That was a good sign, though, from Courtney Edwards. That one looked good.
Yeah, a nice shot, and that's the one you want to take. And a forced mid-range jumper up by Kimber Henderson. And it's knocked down, banked in, the lead back to 4. That's a tough basket.
Mm-hmm. And she wasn't even, I mean, that's someone that isn't even on the varsity program that goes in there and scores in this game.
Clara Williams back the other way with a floater. And a timeout called by Skyline as I think that Coach Cheek is getting tired of seeing the Clara Williams show, but man, I don't know. Coach Jason Culpepper and I have talked about this for a while now. He told me at the beginning of last year that he's like, I'm telling you, Ava and Clara and Anna, these girls, I know they're just freshmen, but they can play. And I thought, okay, we'll see. And at the start of this year, you kind of got the feeling that first game, it's like, whoa, the confidence that these girls have now. They're sophomores, but you can't tell in the way they play.
No, I would have never known. Had I shown up to the game and watched, I would assume it was probably, 3 or 4 seniors on this team. No, it's a relatively young team. Most of the younger kids are doing the bulk of the effort, despite, yes, the seniors are showing great leadership, but also, they score the basketball, they play great defense, whatever. The sophomores are putting in work.
They absolutely are. So Tipton not applying pressure here. They're just going to pick them up at half court. And Williams will pick up Cheek, who runs point guard until she goes right down to the post. She'll post up Clara, but a double team waiting for her from Edwards. She has to pass out top of the key shot fake. Hagerman didn't bite. Near steal. It is a steal from Bailey. Bailey wants to run with it. Right hand off the glass. Contact. Shot won't fall, though. She'll go to the line for 2.
It feels like Charlie Bailey is going to explode in the second quarter. I don't know why, but anytime someone gets kind of frustrated after they go coast to coast and get fouled, that's a good sign because she would have liked to make that.
And her first free throw, good to draw the Tipton Cardinals within 1. Watch the defense now. They've changed how they're playing Cheeks. There's a double coming, and somebody's jumping the next passing lane. It's what makes Tipton so scary. Second free throw won't go, so the lead stays at 21-20 for Skyline. They adapt as the game goes on. They may come in with a game plan, but they will gladly change their defense once they start figuring out what you're doing. Clara on Cheeks. Cheeks goes that spin move. She fakes it, goes back to the middle, up and under, takes that extra step. But good defense and a strong board by Schlotzhauer. Courtney has it, running on the left side. She takes the contact, lays it up with the left hand. Tipton, who trailed by 11 just a few minutes ago, has now regained a 1-point lead.
You gotta love that, right?
These Cardinals will not go away and hide. That much is for sure. Good defense again. Mid-range shot forced up, and Schlotzauer tangled up fighting for the rebound. But good hustle by Skyline. They come up with it. Mid-range jumper touches everything before falling for Jenna Hunt. Skyline regains the lead 23-22. And a miscommunication on the inbounds. Schlotzauer thought Williams was going to bounce back out. Clara thought she was coming in. The ball gets thrown out of bounds, so a turnover back to the Lady Tigers.
I'm curious to see what Skyline does on their baseline inbounds play, if they go to Cheeks or if they use her to get someone else open.
They do lob to Cheeks. She uses the screen, gets to the free throw line, jumper, and it barely climbs the iron, but that's all it needed to fall home. So Skyline regains a 3-point lead with 5:50 to go in the Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sale second quarter. Schlotzauer is just going to break the press down by herself. Drops her defender. Edwards all the way to the rim. Scoop shot with the left-handed scores.
Back-to-back possessions now where Courtney Edwards has scored, and she's had a not as great scoring year so far. You get her started, things start to get scary.
And attacking is, wow, what a right hand off the glass. Jalen Barb lead back at 3, and a steal on the inbounds. No, a foul going to be called. It's going to go against Sadie Red with a shove, so the ball will stay with Tipton.
That's another one, and everyone's not happy here because of how late the whistle was. That's another one where they're waiting to see if there's an impact on the play. They don't want to stop this action. It's going so fast-paced. We saw 3 baskets in a matter of 15 seconds. They're going to let them run out, but whenever there's a turnover, they're going to call the foul.
You know, I told some folks this could be a Final Four game, and they're like, I don't know about that. If you're watching the game, you understand why it could be a Final Four game. Williams out to Bailey. Bailey drives, dishes it to Crane. Crane gets the free throw line and just took one step too many. They'll call her for the travel ball back to the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, that's where you want to see a jump stop or even keep going to the rim. The mid-range is effective, but if you've got a clear path to the rim like that, there's no reason to not just go and finish. But again, as the game goes on, that's where the level of comfortability will help.
3 lined up for Skyline. It's long, winds up in the hands of Crane. To Williams, who wasn't quite ready for it, but able to recover. She's got a lane to the basket. Her scoop shot up and good. Back to a 1-point game.
She's realized as this season's went on, like, hey, I'm quicker and faster than everyone else. I can just go to coast and get a layup.
She realized I'm going to be a 1,000-point scorer in my career, whether people like it or not. Out to 3, Edwards is there to contest. This Tipton defense has played better. A little spin move at the free throw line. Nothing there for Henderson. She kicks it out to the corner, attacking the basket. Good ball movement from Skyline. Shot forced, and somehow Schlotzauer comes down with it.
Good ball movement, but better help defense there. Every single rotation, there was someone there on help to where the open man was halfway across the court, and they were able to get a stop.
Tipton down by 1, 4:19 to go in the Gladstone Cove Trailers Sales second quarter. This is a hostile environment in Skyline. This crowd is rowdy, but Clara Williams didn't care. She went to the rim with the right hand, but it was too strong. I think she was anticipating contact.
I think she thought that the defender was going to bump her, but a good job staying straight up.
And Cheeks looked quicker than they want to go as it's thrown out of bounds on the other end. Turnover back to the Lady Tigers. So it seems like every time Tipton makes a little run and you feel like, oh, they're going to take control, Skyline has found a way to slow them back down.
And this is what Tipton's done to teams throughout the year, right, is kind of weather that storm in those close games and then eventually pull away. They need to make sure to, go on one of those bigger runs that propels them in front here.
And great defense by Bailey, taking away the baseline. And then a strong rebound. Courtney Edwards, she is fouled. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Skyline.
Tipton's played amazing defense, forced turnovers this quarter, and still somehow hasn't fouled, which is speaks volumes to what they can do.
You got to give a little love to Courtney Edwards, even though she's not always lining up the scoring column, as it is a turnover on the press break. A little confusion there between 2 players. We'll finish that thought in a moment. Skyline on offense. Red has it. No, excuse me. That is Henderson. Running a little weave game. Hunt goes inside. Nice extra pass, and it's rattled home for Ashton Cooley. Lead back at 5.
They kind of identified that Tipton was helping off hard there and was able to confuse them a little bit and find an open man right on the block.
This has been a game of runs and answers. Crane, she sets up a corner 3 and splashes.
Talk about answers. There's Anna Crane, another sophomore. She's got 6 big ones now tonight. It's right back to a 2-point game.
This is a fun one. Everything we expected. 31-29 is the Skyline lead over Tipton. We'll be back with more of this Gladstone Cove Trailer Sales second quarter. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
The Tipton Latham Bank is a locally owned and operated full-service independent community bank serving the area since 1906. The Tipton Latham Bank N.A. is an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. The Tipton Latham Bank is a proud supporter of local high school athletics. Stop by the Tipton or Latham branch or visit TiptonLathamBank.com.
And we're back at the Gladstone Cove Trailer Sales second quarter. Ryan, what I was saying there is Courtney Edwards doesn't always light up the scoring column. Her scoring down a little bit this year, but I'm a big believer what Courtney does for your team is huge. She is the physical, strong player. She gets bored. She can defend 1 through 5 on the floor. And you look at a game like this against a tough physical Skyline team, who's really shown out here in the second quarter? But Courtney Edwards. These are the games she lives for.
Yeah, and someone like Courtney is kind of the energy starter on your team, right? 6.6 rebounds, 3 assists. I think it was 2 steals. You know, like all those are the stats that get people going, get people excited, and they really propel the offense.
And you're not going to bully ball Courtney Edwards. You want to get inside and fight for boards, that's fine. She is not going to put up with much. Is this zone from Tipton?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know that I've seen Tipton run zone. This is a different look. Trying to get inside is Henderson in a bit of trouble. Has to throw it out to Cheeks. She squares up with Williams. Comes off the screen. Clara fights through it to stay with her. Ball dished out to the top of the key. Good ball movement from Skyline, but the defense of Tipton not budging. Cheeks thought about a long 3. Williams stays with her. She gambled on a steal. Cheeks takes 4 steps on the way to the rim. No call, though. Another basket. 4-point Skyline lead.
I can't tell if they were in zone there. It looked towards the end of possession like it was man, but maybe it was like a match zone, you know? I couldn't really tell what it was.
Good ball movement as Clara had a look instead. She takes it all the way to the rim, but the layup rolls off the iron. Easiest look Clara will have tonight. Lead stays at 4 with just under 2 minutes to play, 33-29. No, this is man.
She was just a little too open there, honestly. I think expected to turn the corner and see someone, and there was no one there for the first time all night.
Up and under move, but Schlotzauer does a good job staying down on defense. Back out to Henderson. Comes off the screen. Free throw line jumper. Shot was altered, and the ball on the ground finally picked up and controlled by James, I believe that is. Yes.
That possession was chaotic. There were like 3 different girls on the floor, and yeah.
Cheek attacking. Little weave game once again. Henderson has it. Bailey giving up nothing. Cheek deep 3 on the way, goes off the iron. Schlotzauer, good box out. She wants to run with it. Schlotzauer leading the fast break. She'll pull up at the free throw line, goes out to Bailey. Bailey sizing up a 3. The defender keeps the hand up, though. They go low to Schlotzauer on the block. Up and under move, extra step, and it falls. Ava getting her first game going now. It's a 2-point game, 33-31.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Ava score in a set where she was actually just thrown on the block, which is where she did the bulk of her scoring early in the season.
Skyline maybe thinking about the last shot here. 45 seconds to play. Henderson attacking Bailey near steal. Henderson forces the shot, gets it to go. Good defense, better offense.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a great defensive possession. I don't really know how she scored there, but hey, sometimes you just got to tip your cap and say it was better offense.
Getting inside Crane, and Crane a little too unselfish. Tried to feed Schlotzauer, who was not expecting it. Turnover back to Skyline. So they've got a 4-point lead and the ball looking to add to it before the half.
Yeah, they're getting the chance to do that kind of metaphorical 2-for-1. And they're going to foul here. And that's not really the worst thing, kind of reset things defensively. You don't want to get into foul trouble, but everyone has 1 foul. You could almost grab her if she gets by you because you've got 4 to give.
I was going to say, it's the first foul of the quarter. Yeah. Tipton has played a foul-less quarter, playing pretty good defense along the way. Skyline gets it into Cheeks. We've got 10 seconds to go. Hands it off. Little weave game. Henderson tries to get inside. Dishes out to Cheeks. Long 3 splash. Huge bucket for Kinsey Cheeks as the quarter ends. Skyline extends that lead to 7 off a 35-foot 3. What a shot by a big player. Ivy halftime show coming up in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Dunn Property Management is currently taking applications for over 30 one-bedroom, one-bath units in Eldon. These units are for ages 55 plus. Rent includes water, trash, snow removal, and lawn services, and can be pet-friendly upon approval. Locally owned and operated with full-time maintenance staff and office manager. They are close to churches, the senior center, shopping, and parks. For more information, call Dunn Property Management, 573-569-1200.
Sacaleras Ford in Versailles is proud of their growing customer base. When a customer and their family has bought 18 Fords from the Versailles location, you know the team is doing something right. The Versailles Ford Store sales department customer viewpoint is 100%. That means that every new vehicle sold, the customer is literally 100% satisfied. Sacaleras Ford in Versailles is big enough to serve you and small enough to care. For brand new Ford products, Ford certified pre-owned, service, tires, and Ford parts and award-winning customer satisfaction, it's Sacaleras Ford of Versailles.
As the year draws to a close, it's time to recognize your hard work and dedication with our 2023 Compact Tractor Model Year Closeout Sale. At Seidensterger Nobe Partners, we're offering additional savings on select in-stock John Deere Compact Tractor packages with financing options as low as 0%. Come see us at any of our 28 locations or visit us for more information at snpartners.com.
Offer valid through 12/30/2023. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Divine and the Land Pro team will provide you with excellent service and more than 25 years of combined knowledge of the local real estate market. Looking to buy or sell land or farms in Miller, Morgan, or Camden County? Call Chuck Yo, the Land Pro, at 573-280-4452. Victoria Divine makes finding your next home enjoyable, utilizing the latest technology to bring buyers and sellers together. Buying a home is a big decision. Trust Victoria Divine to handle all the details for you. Divine and Associates, powered by eXp Realty, located across from Wood Supermarket in Eldon.
Back with the Hy-Vee halftime show as a deep Kinsey Cheek 3 opens up a 7-point lead for Skyline at the half, 38-31. But when you realize Tipton started the game basically down 11 in the first quarter and looking like it was going to get ugly fast, 7 doesn't feel so bad at the half.
No, I think if you told the Tipton bench whenever they were down 11 and things looked like they were unraveling, that they'd be down 7 at halftime, they'd probably be pretty happy. Now, I'm sure they're not as happy because it was a 2-point, or actually they had the lead at one point in that quarter. It's been a game of runs so far. It just so happened that Skyline hit their run at the end of the half, and that big shot doesn't help. I mean, Kinsey Cheek has 20 points so far, and the rest of the team, combined for 18, so you limit Cheek, and you know what's going to happen. You're probably going to win the basketball game, right?
No, absolutely, and that's got to be the discussion in the locker room is what can you do to slow down Kinsey Cheek? And that's not an easy question to answer. As Kinsey Cheek's
been impressive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she is, what do they actually list her at? 5'9". I think that's underselling her because she looks a little bit bigger than Ava, who's 5'9". Kinsey may be closer to 5'10 or 5'11", but she can go out there and run with your point guard. We've seen her guarding Clara Williams and vice versa. And she handles the ball well. She can shoot from deep. I mean, she's going to be playing college ball someday. It's just a matter of where.
Yeah, she's pretty well-rounded. And whenever I heard about Cheek and, kind of got the quote-unquote scouting report, it was that she wants to play bully ball inside. Well, now she's beating people off dribble drives. She's playing bully ball inside. She's getting rebounds, playing really good defense. Just about every facet of the game is being impacted by her. And that's where it starts to get scary, especially considering she's only a junior, It's a pretty well-rounded basketball player. Now, on the flip side, for Tipton, they don't want to get into a shootout, right? Already given up 38 points. That's not like them. They give up 33.5 points on average in a game. So already 38 at half. If you're going to win this game, you got to try to probably keep Skyline under 60, I would say is a good number. So really in this halftime locker room, I'm sure Coach Culpepper is just absolutely emphasizing defensive effort.
100%. And the defense did get a lot better in the second quarter. That is most definitely worth noting. But their offense for Tipton also at times was a little troublesome inside. You saw a couple looks that don't normally miss for Tipton. I mean, we saw point-blank layups fall off the iron, and a couple just up and unders that wouldn't fall. But, hey, you're going to have that. And this, like we've talked about, difficult place to play. Skyline, I mean, this is a program. They know how to win ball games. They are well-disciplined, well-coached. And this may not be the last time we see these two play this year either.
Yeah, no, it just feels like the atmosphere in the gym feels different than we've had for any game. And we've had some really good games this year. The Tipton tournament, the entire Tipton tournament was good, right? It didn't feel like this. Tipton plays California. It didn't feel like this. Tipton played Fatima. Whenever I was watching on YouTube, didn't look like this. The atmosphere in this gym is just different. These two teams, the fan bases, the towns, they know that they're going to match up again. It's just a matter of when and how many wins do each of them have, right? It doesn't really matter. But the good news for Tipton is it's been a well-rounded attack so far. You know, they've had 1, 2, 3. They've had 5 players score. And I would venture to say everyone that's came off the bench has made an effort. So they're not relying on one person, where on the flip side, Skyline kind of is, you know, leaning in on Kinsey Cheek. So if you want to take a positive out of that half, it's you were down by 11 at one point and you had a well-rounded attack. So you're looking good going into the second half.
I do wonder what adjustments we will see out of Tipton in the second half, because it's also another one of those situations. If you're Tipton and maybe you're over there and you're like, all right, we have this game plan. This is how we slow down Kinsey Cheek. Do you show it now? If you know there's a chance you see her.
That's what I was thinking.
It's one of those, you want to win every game you're in, but also if you show them now, well, then Skyline can start game planning for the Final Four when they see that. And once again, that's big talk. Both these teams, of course, have to make it, and you know they're not going to overlook other games to get there. But we can step back and say, hey, these teams are ranked 1 and 2 in the state of Missouri for a reason. I mean, they have been blowing out teams left and right to get here and beating some really good competition. But I think this second half is going to be interesting. The first 3 or 4 minutes may tell the entire story of the game.
No, I agree. And to go back onto your point about do you show it now, it reminds me of the old school, you know, Army-Navy rivalry, where these teams are showing things in week 1 or 2 to set up something for that final matchup. It's almost like you could do that today. You could maybe hint at something and then completely 180 and try to stop Cheek a different way. So they did show a little bit in that first half where they were going to help off completely and just try to confuse Cheek, really bring 2, 3, 4 defenders at her. I think, honestly, you lean in on that the rest of this game. And then maybe if you face off later in the year, you say, all right, Kinsey Cheek, you're going to go score the basketball. I don't care. We know you're going to get yours. We're not going to let anyone else score.
Yeah, you can run with that double team, but you do have to watch on the backside because
she facilitated well.
Yeah, Cooley does a good job filling space and being there for the lay-in, but Tipton taking their time in the locker room. So a lot to talk about. We'll take a quick break. Be back with more of your Hy-Vee halftime show in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and welcome to Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales. Do you need a trailer to get your boat out of the water? Maybe just a replacement trailer. Or considering selling your boat and you know a trailer will help get it done. We carry 11 lines of high-quality boat trailers, and if we don't have what you need, we also build our very own line of custom aluminum boat trailers. Thanks to everyone that's been by or just heard of us and gave us a referral. From my family to yours, we can't thank you enough.
The goal of the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles is to make sure you feel your best and stay that way. A few of the public health and community services available at the Morgan County Health Center include CPR and first aid training, food safety classes, educational materials and classes promoting healthy lifestyles and activities, children and adult immunizations, and nutrition for expectant mothers and young children through the WIC program. For more information, follow the Morgan County Health Center on Facebook or call 378-5438. The Morgan County Health Center at 104 West Lafayette in Versailles, connecting the community to healthy choices.
And we're back with the Hy-Vee halftime show as Tipton finds themselves trailing by 7. I was trying to check in and see how the Versailles Tigers were doing tonight, as they are up squaring off with the California Pintos, I believe.
Well, I bet that's probably a pretty good game.
Well, I just clicked on their huddle feed, and the first thing I see is Ryder hit one from 35 feet.
Oh, well,
so
yeah.
I got the right feed.
Sounds about right. In case you were wondering, Ryder Williams, no longer the nation's #1 scorer. He fell all the way down to 3rd. How dare he? I mean, I think we might have to start thinking about saying he's not very good at basketball.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you can't average more than 37 points a game, what are you playing for? No, that kid is different. Versailles playing some very, very good ball, but that's an old school rivalry there, Versailles in California. But right now, we're talking about a different rivalry.
This is a new school rivalry.
And it's been a good one for sure, as we're getting ready to dive into the Polylift Boatlift third quarter. Reminder, if you're wanting to watch this game, you can at MoSportsZone.com. Otherwise, you're listening at 95.1 FM online at lakeradio.com. This is KTKS Versailles, Eldon, Lake of the Ozarks. I'm Colton Taylor. Ryan Retone with me. We got Justin back at the studio. And as the Polylift Boatlift third quarter is ready to get underway, 38-31, the Skyline lead, and they will have the ball first.
The third quarter's already off to a good start because you got the legal ID in. So
yeah, it's a miracle in its own right. Red at the top of the key gives it up to Henderson. Working against Bailey. Good defense.
That's a good possession. That's the one you needed.
Bailey and Schlotzhauer kind of combined for the rebound. Bailey brings it up. Straight man defense from Skyline. Will weave with Edwards. Fires over to Williams. Comes off the Schlotzhauer screen. Lane to the basket. Extra pass underneath to Edwards. She has to regain it. In a bit of trouble. And the pass was tipped away. The wheels were kind of coming off of that one.
And those are the extra passes that throughout the year, Tipton has been quicker than their opponents and been able to get away with. But Skyline, these two teams are so evenly matched in that sense. They're both really quick, and they are able to get the passing lanes.
Schlotzhauer, free throw line jumper off the inbounds. She gets it to fall. 38-33, the Skyline lead.
I think that was the most ideal start to the quarter you could have had.
Cheek gets it inside. Lines up a corner. Three won't go. It's tipped around. Winds up in the hands of Cooley. Moving around the outside, Red. She's going to attack. Gets to the rim. It climbs the iron and goes. Red able to turn the corner and get the bucket.
Yeah, that was a good move. She was honestly in the triple threat, which is kind of a lost art now. It's not really taught a lot. Jab steps and just gets around Edwards.
Bailey gives it up to Williams. Williams gets inside. Dishes it out to Edwards. She had to look at three. Didn't want it. Bailey thinking about it. She'll let her fly. It goes off the back iron. Schlotzhauer gets in there to fight for it, but it's tipped out of bounds.
That's not the shot that Coach Culpepper's going to want. Bailey taking a three-pointer from that far out. But I think it's something that they need to do. She needs to get going here in the second half from deep.
With Charlie, you don't mind. If the hands down, the shot can go up. What a feed by Cheek. And Cooley's shot, I don't know how it did that. It defied gravity, physics, and several other laws as it rolled around the iron three times and then came back out.
Well, it's kind of payback because earlier in the game she had one that there's no way it should have went in, but somehow did. So it evens out, right?
Yeah, physics always balances in the end. Or Isaac Newton said something like that.
That's something. I wasn't very good in science.
Bailey, after getting the pass from Williams, she just kind of bobbled it, has to regain it, thrown out of bounds, and they're going to say it went off of Charlie's knee.
Oh, I mean, no one's arguing it.
So I said the first few minutes would tell us everything. I don't know that we've learned anything just yet.
Well, yeah, we're right back where we started. Both teams have shown,
glimpses.
Yeah.
6:17 to play. The Polylift Boatlift third quarter, 40-33, the Skyline lead over Tipton. Cheek has a look at three. Good quick hands from Williams. She strips it. It's on the floor, tied up with Bailey. Jump ball going to be called. Possession arrow favors the Cardinals.
That's the kind of play that you want to see out of a girl like Clara Williams, right? She's been scoring the basketball well, but we know that her MO is getting steals. And right there just takes it away from Kinsey Cheek.
Quick hands.
Yeah, Cheek's been quick all night, but that time Williams looked way quicker.
Bailey squaring up, goes to Schlotzhauer. A triple team waiting for Ava. She passes out of it to the corner. Edwards attacks, working against Cheek. Shot too strong. Courtney keeps it alive, but it winds up in the hands of Cheek. They double her on the press. She's able to pass out of it. Skyline looking to run. All the way to the basket. Right hand won't go. Clara Williams pulls down a strong board.
She was just on the other end. How did she get the rebound?
She's real fast. She brings it up the other way, over to Bailey, to Edwards. Going to the low post to Schlotzhauer. She turns, puts the shot up off the glass, and it rolls off. Good looks, not falling.
They're getting the good ones. This has got the feel of the Bishop LeBond game last year, right? Like Tipton not shooting the basketball well, but still getting good looks.
Hunt, step back, mid-range jumper off the back iron, and a good rebound pulled in by Hagerman. So Williams with it. 5 minutes to play in this third quarter. Still just a 7-point game. Bailey squares up, thought about the three. She'll use the Schlotzhauer screen. Gives the ball up to Edwards. Back to Bailey. Going to the post, the pass tipped. So turnovers by both squads early in this quarter.
And it's almost like they haven't even really been forced. Like the defensive effort is high, but both teams kind of just throwing the ball away.
And they triple team Cheek on the block. She gives it up and a travel call. So a little bit of a defensive adjustment trying to slow down Kinsey Cheek.
The defensive adjustment has been great so far. I don't really feel as if Skyline's gotten a good look here in the second half. On the flip side, Tipton's got a lot of good looks. They just aren't having their best shooting night tonight.
It's almost like you're just waiting for that one big shot to fall.
For the rim to just kind of get unsealed.
Edwards has the look. If she wants it, kind of bobbled the pass. She goes to Schlotzhauer on the block. Starts to the left, starts to the right, goes to the left hand, draws the contact to the free throw line. So Ava being aggressive on the block.
This could be that look that we're talking about. It's not the big three-pointer or, the give and go that gets everyone going, but the free throw line could be really big here in the second half. And we saw them kind of struggle from the free throw line in the first half. They were just 5 for 8. That's not struggling, but
Ava's free throw bounces off the front iron, backboard, back iron, and finally falls. Lead at 6, 40-34 with 4:22 to go. She could cut it to 5.
But again, I think Schlotzhauer at the free throw line is how they work their way back in this one.
Second free throw won't fall. Ava 1 of 4 from the line. Very uncharacteristic.
Not like her at all.
So lead stays at 6. Skyline with the ball. Straight man defense. They're trying to post low. A double team waiting. Triple team. Bailey gets her hands on the ball. Charlie Bailey being aggressive defensively forces the jump. Possession arrow favors Skyline.
They're really packing in and kind of forcing Skyline to go inside out. But the thing is, Skyline really wants to work exclusively on the inside unless it's a three-pointer from Cheek who gets it on the block here.
Cheek fighting a double team. Has tried to step around, and that's going to be an over the back. Good box out by Schlotzhauer as Anderson, the 6-foot junior, went over the top. So the defense from Tipton has been substantially better in this third quarter. They're just not able to match it with offense at the moment.
No, you've only given up 2 points, but on the flip side, you've only scored 3 points. Again, they're getting really good looks. Just got to finish the basketball.
Bailey to Edwards. Edwards has the driving lane all the way to the rim. She is fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
I'm glad that Courtney, or someone really, just finally did that. They've had that look a few times off of a screen. They run through their action. They get the screen on the left wing, and then they drive to the basket. And 3 or 4 times they've turned the ball over on shovel passes. That time Edwards just goes up with it, misses on the free throw, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to get fouled.
Free throws have been a struggle for Tipton in this one as the first one misses. Courtney a second opportunity coming to cut the lead to 5, and the free throw is good.
Yeah, Edwards improving to 4 from 11 on the season from the line there. It's just, you're just kind of waiting for Courtney to flip that switch, right? Like it's going to come.
Just a matter of when. So a 5-point game with 3:40 to play in the Polylift Boatlift third quarter. Near steal by Williams, but Cheek's able to gather it. Patiently working the ball around the outside against this Tipton defense. It's tipped, and a whistle as they're going to get Clara for a little extra contact there. She was trying to poke the ball loose from Autumn Baldwin.
I think they tagged Edwards with the foul there, and it probably is. They've kind of tightened things up here in the second half, but it was a good steal.
I just noticed, and off the inbounds, turnaround jumper, left-handed hook shot from Jalen Barb up in good. Lead bag at 7. If you're Tipton, you also have to take notice that with 3:25 to go, Skyline has 4 fouls.
Just keep attacking the basketball. Force them to foul you. You're going to go to the line and come back from the line.
Bailey, she'll try the 3. She'll get the 3. Big shot. Charlie Bailey cuts the lead to 4.
Yeah, that's what you need, right? The ball in the hands of Charlie Bailey off of a screen.
Cheek tries to answer and does so with the left hand.
That's Cheek's first points of the second half here after her huge first half. So they have done a good job stopping her, but defensive effort got to be a little better after a made shot.
6-point game. Bailey, her mid-range floater too strong off the iron. Rebound hits the floor. Williams gets on it. Bailey has it. Knocked off the ball. No whistle. And a jump finally called. A lot of contact, but they're letting them play on.
A lot of contact, but I think that the ref's argument there would be that no one ever had the ball, right?
50-50.
They were just kind of banging around in there, and that's what you like to see.
Absolutely. This is a 1 and 2 matchup. This is two of the best in the state of Missouri.
Every time, it shows how much girls basketball means here in Skyline. Every time someone comes off the floor, it's like they get a standing ovation.
Oh, yeah. If you play basketball, you're royalty around here. Little trouble on the inbounds, able to find Williams. She thought about the 3, but a good closeout instead. She'll go into the teeth of the defense. Her shot won't fall. Loose ball pulled in by Cheek.
Those are the looks you want here, though, since you're in the bonus the rest of the quarter.
2:30 to play in a 6-point Skyline lead corner. 3 rattled around. Schlotzhauer, a good board, but it's knocked loose. Everybody diving on it. We're going to have another jump ball. We will, and it stays with Skyline.
If there's one thing you can say at the end of tonight's game, no matter what happens, it's that both of these teams showed maximum effort, that's for sure. Diving on the floor, both ends, everyone. Doesn't matter if they lost the basketball or they're trying to get the basketball. Been all over the floor.
So Skyline going to get another look on this possession. Cheek will be the inbounder.
Yeah, in the past few times on inbounds, they've gone to Cheek. Now they have her inbounding. She's going to get a 3 here, maybe.
No, they're going to just float her around the post, trying to post up Williams, and a travel on the outside. Good defense by Bailey. So once again, Tipton's defense has been very good this quarter.
Yeah, they've done a good job. It's almost like, so they bring this pressure, right, and this intensity, but then they kind of back off and force you to make the mistake. And that's what we've seen a few times here, where players are expecting a defender in their face. They don't have it, and then they travel.
Bailey uses the Schlotthauer screen, gets to a little mid-range jumper. It may have been tipped as it winds up short.
6-foot Kinsey Barb there on the defense.
Skyline back the other way. Cheeks got a look from 3. It won't go. Schlotthauer another board. She averages about 13 of those bad boys a game.
Had that went in, that might have really sunk Tipton's hopes here, but now they got a good chance.
Instead, Williams went ahead of steam. It won't go. And fight for the rebound on the floor. I think Clara's got it. 2-point takedown. I don't know. My goodness.
That possession was a little rough. I'm all for letting them play both sides. There could have been a foul on both teams there for a while. But
I was waiting for the jump ball.
Yeah, that one was... Oh.
Some kids have to choose between wrestling and basketball. Down here, would you play both?
Yeah, just do both. This is good for Tipton here. Barb checks out. She was causing problems on the inside defensively.
Crane, look from 3, knocks it down. Anna Crane has had some clutch baskets tonight. Make it another one. It's a 3-point game.
Man, she doesn't shoot the 3 a lot, but when she does, you know it's going to go in. She's 3 for 3 tonight.
Cheek trying to set up her own 3 off the screen, but Williams able to close out. Bailey all over Henderson. Skyline working the ball around, looking for that back cut. It wasn't there. Henderson tries to drive. Bailey denies it, taking away the extra pass. Tipton showing some good defense. Henderson attacking Crane now.
Oh, they're going to give her the foul, yeah.
Excuse me, that was Sadie Red on the attack. Looked like good defense, but I think that Crane just got her hand in there a little bit.
If Tipton continues to play defense like they are, you're going to see frustration shots out of Skyline where they feel like they need to get a shot up because it's been so long of a possession. That's the kind of defense you want to play.
But a good inbounds play results in a quick lay-in, and they extend their lead back to 5. So every time Tipton has drawn within 3 or closer,
just an answer.
We'll see what Tipton can do on this offensive possession. Williams drives, goes to Edwards. Edwards squares up, needs some help. Bailey covered up, and the pass to Bailey is tipped. Williams able to regain it. 45 seconds to go here in the Polylift Boatlift third quarter. Clara trying to reset, goes to Edwards. She's got the mismatch on the block. Takes all sorts of contact. They're gonna call it on the floor. It looked like Courtney was gonna go up with it.
She's gonna shoot too either way.
Team foul number 5. You're right.
That was an interesting pass there from Williams. I thought it was maybe an errant pass to Schlotthauer, but ended up going across. You don't normally see a pass from the right wing thrown to the left block, but it worked. And now we're going to get to see Courtney Edwards go to the line for 2.
First free throw short. So once again, free throw shooting has really hurt the Tipton ladies on this one. So the lead stays at 5, 38.8 to go. Second free throw from Courtney Edwards, up and good. 46-42, just a 4-point game with 38 seconds left.
I think if you're Skyline here, you get the ball to start the fourth quarter. I don't see any reason why you don't hold for the last shot unless you get a perfect look. Oh, almost threw that away. Tipton's going to extend out, though.
I was going to say, you got to be careful because if you try to play keep away with these Cardinals, they're liable to pick your pocket.
Right.
But it looks like they're more than happy to just play a little patient here now. Skyline working around the outside. They want to go to the post up. It's kicked back out on the attack. It winds up a Cheek 3. She can't get this one to fall. Rebound Edwards. Tipton has time if they go quick. 3 seconds left. Edwards at half court gets it to Bailey. She fires a deep 3. Knocks it down. Charlie Bailey from the parking lot. We've got a 1-point game to end the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We've decided nothing. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
It's not called a farm won't or a farm can't. It's the Case IH Farm All Series, and it's available now at Crown Power and Equipment. And instead of telling you that the Case IH Farm All can do baling, mowing, pulling, raking, and digging, we'll just give you the list of things it won't do. Ready? Nothing. Get your Case IH Farm All Series today at Crown Power and Equipment and find out why Can Do comes in red. Crown Power and Equipment. Passion, power, performance. Find a location near you at crown-power.com.
Big players make big plays. At the end of the first half, Kenzie Cheek, the All-State player, she buried a deep three that extended the lead to 7. Charlie Bailey at the end of the third quarter, she says, I think I want to try the same thing. And she buries a 3 from the E on the word Skyline to make it a 1-point game after 3 quarters. Ryan, I think this matchup is living up to the billing.
Yeah, there's so many times where you just felt like Tipton was dead in the water during this game, and every time they've had an answer for it, and it's kind of been a new person every single time. We've seen Clara Williams step up in this game, Anna Crane step up, Courtney. Everyone's played a role. It's been massive, and then all of a sudden it somehow gets back to your leader in Charlie Bailey, who's a huge 3 there.
We'll see what Skyline does on their first possession. Henderson trying to attack on Bailey. Good defense, better offense. Left hand somehow finds a way to climb the iron, and the lead back at 3.
She's got 8 points and wasn't even on the varsity program, unless it's a different girl. I mean, that's impressive, right?
Yeah, I am curious who that actually is, if it is Henderson or if I'm just saying the wrong name. It's a spin move from Edwards, but her shot partially blocked. She tries to save it back, and it is going to go out of bounds. Last touched by the Cardinals. A good take.
That's what I was going to say. It's unfortunate because you got a really good look there. Just she had better defense on her, honestly.
And I don't want to be that guy, but if you're Tipton, you're looking at the score going, man, we were down 1 at the end of the third because we should have made more free throws.
Seriously, I mean, that's something we're going to look at the end of this game.
And an errant pass near steal finds its way back to Henderson. Her shot off the back iron, long rebound, hauled in by Skyline. Scoop shot just thrown up, drawing the contact, and going to the line is Sadie Red.
Never want to give up second chance buckets there, but never want to foul after giving up an offensive rebound, right?
No, not ideal, especially when you're already down 3.
Mm-hmm.
First free throw up and good. 49-45.
That's just the second free throw that Skyline has taken tonight. Am I mistaken there?
No, Tipton has not fouled a lot tonight. Second free throw up and good as well. Lead back at 5. Skyline going to go back to the full court pressure. Schlotzauer just going to try to break it on her own, and she's able to do so. This is the Como Connect fourth quarter of play. It's a 5-point game. Tipton trailed by as much as 11 in the first quarter. They have battled back, regained the lead in the second before falling by 7 at the half. Cut it to 1 at the end of the third quarter. Now Edwards on the drive. Dishes it out to the corner. Hagerman. Williams from the top of the key all the way to the rim. Her floater up and in. Took on Cheek at the iron.
That's what I was going to say. Went right up against Cheek and didn't care.
She's about 5 inches shorter than Kenzie Cheek, and it does not faze the sophomore, so the lead just back at 3.
This is a possession where Cheek probably going to take over.
She gives it to the corner on the attack. Floater won't go. Edwards has the board. Tipton could tie or cut the lead to 1 with any kind of field goal here.
Yeah, you need a bucket here.
Williams to Edwards. Bailey. She drives all the way into the paint. Her floater won't go, but she's fouled. Will go to the line for 2.
I don't know if you saw Sadie Red's attempt to take a charge, but she shoved. That was Charlie Bailey. Shoved Charlie Bailey like fully extended and then fell down for the charge there.
The most impressive part to me was that Charlie Bailey didn't move when she got shoved. And her free throw up and good. 2-point game now.
Yeah, if there's one thing Charlie Bailey is going to do, it's going to make her free throws. She's been north of a 65% free throw shooter this year, which is one of the best percentages on the team.
And her second free throw good as well. We're back to a 1-point game with 6:10 to go. Reminder, if you're listening, this game live at MoSportsZone.com. It's worth the watch, I promise. Cheek crossover working against Williams. Forces her way inside. Right hand up and good. That's just a strong move.
That's what I thought we'd see on the last possession, is for her to go get a bucket, but decides to do it that time.
Williams to Bailey. Bailey at the top of the key. Out on her, I believe that is Jenna Hunt. Bailey goes to the crossover left hand, dishes it out. Edwards has a look from 3, doesn't want it. Goes to the high post, gives it back to Bailey. Thinking about the Edwards screen, she'll use it. Now Cheek on her. And strong to the rim was Bailey. And they're going to say a clean block, as outrunning is Skyline. Layup up and good. Sir, please sit down in front of us.
Seriously. Getting into it.
Lead back at 5 with 5:19 to play on the Skyline block and run out. Schlotzauer breaks the press. Ahead to Edwards. Edwards goes to the spin move on the block. Has it stolen. Ball loose. Last touch by Skyline. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Tipton.
I'm really shocked they didn't call a foul there.
Yeah, I
to be
think Courtney
honest with you.
openly fouled that girl.
It kind of looked like she tackled her. And that's even what Coach Cheek is going to kind of jokingly say, but I don't think he was really joking about it.
No, Skyline definitely has an argument to make on that one. And overplaying and tipping the ball out of bounds was Jenna Hunt. 5:09 to go. Skyline very aggressive on defense.
Yeah, this is where Tipton's struggle is inbounding the ball. Skyline's done a great job.
Quick little two-man game into Bailey. Schlotzhauer into the paint. Takes a lot of contact. Loses it out of bounds. They're going to say off Schlotzhauer.
Tipton struggled to find the open shooter here tonight. It's been a few times they've gotten to the basket and they've had open three-point shooters and they haven't really gotten it out to them. Courtney Edwards wide open in the corner there. But I don't think it's a bad thing if Schlotzhauer takes a shot when she's that close to the rim.
Going back to the little two-man game as Cheek drives and gives it up to Red. Red goes to the crossover. Back out to Cheek. She's got a corner three, but Williams is out on her. Cheek trying to get inside. Does so. Right hand up and in. Beautiful finish in the lead at 7. Tipton needs a basket with 4:40 to go in the Como Connect fourth quarter.
This has been the theme. Tipton get right back into it. Skyline going to run the lead by 7 or 8. And I thought they're going to whistle for a hold, but it was much to the dismay of Skyline.
Yeah, a little hand check there. Trying to guard Charlie Bailey. Is that foul going to go on,
That's
Kimber Henderson?
Yeah, that's her third. I think the whole town of Urbana is here, and I don't think any of them like the people in stripes.
I would say that you are right. Edwards over to Clara Williams. She uses the Schlotzhauer screen, gets all the way to the rim and finishes. Back to a 5-point game. 4:18 to play in the Como Connect fourth quarter.
Williams with 14 tonight. She continues to show that it doesn't matter the level of the challenge. She's up to it.
This has been a fun back and forth affair. Side got that floater the last, but she has to give it up. Fake is Hunt to Henderson. Williams on her.
And now you're getting to the south of halfway through the fourth quarter. You don't really need to look time off the
Skyline. They're not delaying. They're being patient.
Going to do it. It's going to be. Cheek has kind of read the. She has a layup.
Watching Williams and
sure
Red.
Yeah. That's how technology is.
Okay, I think it's back up.
Ooh, big miss on the free throw there. It will be a 2-possession game here.
So 1:51 to play, 5-point game. Cheek's second free throw up and good. So the lead is at 6. If you're Tipton, a timeout going to be called. Tipton. Oh, actually, a timeout called by Skyline. They want to talk this defense over. Coach Culpepper going to have time to draw something up for his squad. And we'll take a quick break as well. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
From the snap of the ball to the last play of the game, Danner Roofing and Construction specializes in commercial and residential roofing. Danner Roofing and Construction works hard all 4 quarters and completes every job from start to finish with no money down. No time is wasted on the clock, and the seasoned pros bring home the win every time. When your home or business is ready for a roof or repair, depend on Danner Roofing and Construction. 4 generations of roofing experience and the team to get the job done before the whistle blows. Look them up online and Facebook.
1:51 to play. Tipton trailing by 6 here in the Como Connect fourth quarter with the basketball. I mean, Ryan, there's a lot of names that can shoot the 3, but I'm thinking if I'm Tipton, if I can line up a Charlie Bailey 3, I want to do it.
Yeah, if I can line up a Charlie Bailey 3 or even give it to Charlie Bailey, let her, work her magic, and then all of a sudden you find Anna Crane wide open in the corner. I don't think anyone would be mad if she took that shot either.
I mean, this whole Tipton lineup can shoot the 3 ball. That's the nice
even extending
part
out to Schlotzauer, who's 73% from the 3-point line.
Williams comes off the screen. She's going to go all the way to the basket, left hand off the glass. So the lead back down to 4. The inbounds quickly. They get it into red. That is Skyline. She's trapped in the corner. That is not where you want to pick the ball up. And Coach saw that immediately, that being Coach Cheek, as Tipton did exactly what they wanted.
Right.
Run her to the corner and put a trap on.
That was perfect.
But Coach Cheek was waiting on it. So 1:29 to play. I'm sure Coach Culpepper does as much homework as any coach out there. I'm sure he knows exactly who they want to foul.
Right. That's what I wanted to talk about. He signaled 1-2 to his girls. And most people, that just means, okay, we're going to foul 12 if she gets the ball. For Coach Culpepper, that meant the defender that was guarding her, I think it was Anna Crane. Anna Crane immediately went and double-teamed the ball handler, left, that is Jenna Hunt, wide open. And no one seemed to care that she was wide open. They want her to get the ball, and then they'll foul off her. Then they'll worry about it. It's an interesting coaching strategy that I'm actually really impressed by. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, in order to foul somebody, you got to leave them wide open.
Right.
You're almost baiting them into throwing that pass.
And on top of that, it still is a cross-court pass. So they are helping off where they want to. That's the thing about Tipton. They don't necessarily run different defensive looks, but they can throw something different at you. They're always going to be in man, but they definitely know what they want to do.
Well, right now they're going to have to decide who they want to send to the line. And, of course, you try to jump the inbound pass as well. With 1:29 to play in the Como Connect fourth quarter, we've still got a lot of basketball to go.
Yeah, it'll be a sideline inbounds here, and sometimes that sideline inbounds right in front of your bench is the toughest one to make. So they might go for a home run play here with Kinsey Cheek. I could see it as they're lined up in a stack here.
They are. I guarantee 11 is going to be a part of this as they do flash her high, and a very risky play. She caught it in the front court and then jumped back court, but had established herself, and it's thrown away to Edwards. Schlotzauer has it. She needs help. She picks it up in half court. Got to find a guard. She finds Bailey. Tipton with the ball down by 4. Driving baseline, Clara Williams inside to Schlotzauer, takes the step. Contact, no whistle, though.
I am shocked that wasn't a foul.
Schlotzauer took a shot on the arm with the layup, but play on as throwing ahead is Cheek, able to break the press. Tipton going to have to foul now as the ball gets across half court. Henderson back up to Cheek. We're at 55 seconds to go.
That's great.
And a steal. It is a steal by Williams. Williams back the other way. Ball nearly lost out of bounds. She fires it back to Edwards. Extra pass to Bailey. Bailey gets inside. Her floater up the back iron won't go. Not one, but 2 looks for Tipton and couldn't get either shot to fall. Skyline has it.
So many good looks they had. Just can't finish, and that's been the story of the night for Tipton.
If you're Tipton, there are a couple things haunting you. It's some of these short baskets that just went off the iron in a very non-Tipton fashion. It's like you said, last year at Bishop LeBond, something very similar happened. And that was the 1-2 matchup in the state that game as well.
It's eerily similar, which I guess if you're Tipton isn't a bad thing. And here's a missed free throw.
Free throw missed, by Henderson, we believe. And so Tipton still, this door is not shut. it's just tough when those shots aren't falling close. Second free throw up and long as well. Board goes to Bailey, so it's still a 4-point game with 32 seconds to go. Bailey to Edwards. Over to Williams. Williams trying to...
Yeah.
They're going to call the offensive foul on...
I was waiting for it. I got an email on the way here from Misha. That was a new video for referees to watch emphasizing offensive fouls. And there it is in the biggest stage of the game right there.
That's tough. Tipton has had opportunities and just
That's
not
who they
been
want to
able.
foul.
And near steal, but it winds up in the hands of Cheek, and you're going to have to foul her at some point if you're Tipton. There's just 10 seconds to go, and they do foul, but it looks like we may just be deciding the final score. As I mean, what can you say? Tipton had arguably 3 opportunities down the stretch, and either shots come off the iron or an offensive foul, and that's not counting the missed free throws.
The good news is you have 2 timeouts, so it's still possible. You can still stop the clock after a made basket and whatnot.
First free throw for Cheek up and good.
It would be tough.
58-53 now, the Skyline lead. Second free throw up and good as well. So the lead extended to 6. Tipton going to have to go quick. Get the first 3 you can get a look at. Bailey races ahead. Little floater up and good. Thinking, well, why didn't that one fall 2 possessions ago?
Seriously, that's...
So the tough situation is the lead at 4 with 4 seconds to play.
I think the more interesting thing than anything to me in this game, both teams are going to have positives coming away. And say this final score holds, yes, Skyline's going to be extremely happy to win this game. Tipton's going to feel good because they missed a million looks that they're going to hit 9 times out of 10 and only lost by 4. And they've had to come back so many times. But for Skyline, Ashlyn Garrett, who is one of their biggest players to watch, hasn't played tonight, and
that is very true.
Winning the basketball game.
That is very, very